welcome race fans to Spa, where the air isn't just thick with anticipation, but with a chilling whisper from the paddock. George Russell, haunted by last year's disqualification, came into this race with his car a bizarre 10-car overweight, a meticulously checked safety first measure, they said. But it's causing utter mayhem, raising eyebrows, and absolutely enraging Toto Wolff. The grid is set for an epic, potentially cursed showdown. Verstappen starts from pole, Norris P2, Hamilton P3, then Russell, Antonelli and Piastri. Down the pack, Leclerc, Behrman, Albon, Hadjar, Lawson, Sainz, Alonso, Tsunoda and Stroll. And here we go! The Spa-Mechelen is officially underway! Verstappen gets a monster start, defending brilliantly from Norris into the first corner. He leads Norris into La Source, holding the line. Hamilton is tucked in beautifully, trying to find some clean air, but Russell is right on his gearbox, looking feisty already. The Mercedes battle for P3 is on, and believe me, there's more to this than meets the eye. Norris with a great run on Verstappen down the Kemmel straight. He's right in the slipstream, DRS deployed. Lando Norris takes the lead from Max Verstappen. What a brilliant move, a masterclass in aggression. Verstappen won't like that one bit. The reigning champion is immediately on the back foot here at his adopted home race.
George, you must manage this. This weight is an unacceptable burden on the chassis. It's causing destabilization. Focus on the line.
Oh dear, Toto! He's screaming about this way and destabilization. My sources are buzzing, viewers. We're hearing whispers that George's meticulously added 10K isn't just ballast. It's a psychic shield designed to absorb the lingering bad luck from last year's DQ. But here's the twist, it's not a perfect shield, it's impermeable every time George makes a decisive move. He's not just driving, he's subtly siphoning off the bad luck from the cars around him and channeling it into this safety weight. This is a dark art. Russell is looking much quicker than Hamilton in these early stages. Absolute venom in that Mercedes. He needs to find his way through. If he doesn't want to lose the front of the field, he's right there, sniffing around the back of his teammate. Overtake, George Russell passes Lewis Hamilton for P3, a clean move. Overtake, Kimi Antonelli passes Lewis Hamilton for P4. Oh, no, did you see that? Russell just carved up Hamilton, and now Antonelli is TROGH as well. This isn't just George being quicker. My sources are screaming that the psychic shield isn't just absorbing bad luck when he passes a rival, especially one he has a history with. He's weaponizing it. He's not siphoning bad luck.
Lewis, we're seeing some anomalous data from your rear end. Try to manage the tires.
Anomalous data from your rear end. It's the DQ particle, I tell you. Hamilton is feeling the sudden weight of another man's past. Meanwhile, up ahead, Russell is now casing down Max Verstappen for P2. McLaren's Norris still leads this thing, but the pressure is building with Russell on his tail. Welcome back to the action. Viewers, we're halfway through this incredible Grand Prix, and the plot thickens faster than the Ardennes fog. Norris still leads, but Verstappen is right there, and George Russell is pushing hard in P4 with Antonelli close behind. Down below yellow, viewer flies full course caution. The safety car is out. We have debris on track, likely from a minor contact incident earlier. This changes everything. Pit lane is open.
Jump here on my car, feels heavy, but not in a normal way, something is off.
Max Verstappen has pitted from P2. He's reporting something is off with the car. George Russell has pitted from P4, has pitted from P6. Oscar Piastri has pitted from P0. The pit lane is a hive of activity. Alexander Albon has pitted from P8. Oliver Behrman has pitted from P9. Isaac Hadjar has pitted from P-Hub. Incredible. Carlos Sainz has pitted from P12. Fernando Alonso has pitted from P3. Yuki Tsunoda has pitted from P43. Verstappen feels it too. This is bigger than we thought. It's not just DQ particles being dumped. The 10-coach weight isn't just a shield or a burden. It's a transference device. George's team has found a way to not just shed the weight, but to imbue other cars with negative karma from last year's controversy.
Set George, execute the strategy now. Full deployment. This is critical.
They're not just racing George Russell, they're racing the ghost of last year's Spa. Full deployment. Toto knows the power of this dark art. They're now trying to strategically offload George's burden onto the entire grid. This is not just racing anymore. It's an invisible battle for psychological dominance. McLaren's Norris stayed out under the safety car, now inheriting the lead with Antonelli in P2. Welcome back to the action, viewers. What an absolutely wild race this is turning out to be. The safety car has just peeled into the pits and we actually are in. Current positions 1, Kimi Antonelli P2, Verstappen P3, George Russell P4, Oscar Piastri P5, Alexander Albon P6, Liam Lawson P7, Oliver Bearman P8, Lewis Hamilton P9, Pierre Gasly P10. Max Verstappen takes the lead from Lando Norris. Lando Norris has pitted from P2. A brilliant move by Verstappen, showing his raw pace.
Okay, copy. Good pace. Keep it up.
Max is flying now, but is that just pace, or has he managed to shake off some of that transferred negative energy? Meanwhile, George Russell is P4 and gaining on his teammate Lewis Hamilton, who is still looking out of sorts down in P9. The DQ particle is still clearly impacting him. The action, viewers, we're in the final stages of this insane Belgian Grand Prix. The track is still damp in places, treacherous conditions. George Russell takes the lead from Max Verstappen. What a sensational move. George Russell is now the race leader. He's found incredible pace in these tricky conditions. Accident. P6 Oliver Bearman is involved and ends him. Hamilton re-enzoed. Oh, Hamilton just took out Bearman. This is irrefutable proof. The DQ fragments are causing cognitive dissonance. Mental fog. It's not just car performance, it's driver performance degradation. George Russell isn't just trying to win. He's trying to erase his past by projecting his guilt and misfortune onto the entire grid.
Lewis, are you okay? The car is damaged. Box.
Hamilton sounds dazed. The effects are undeniable. He's clearly been overwhelmed by the transferred negative energy. This is absolutely chilling, folks. What a ruthless, unhinged strategy from the Mercedes garage. Welcome back to the action, viewers. I still can't believe what we're witnessing here at Spa. Russell still leads, but the ghost of his past continues to wreak havoc. Accident. P5 Lawson is involved in an accident. He just loses his rear end. Hamilton, our size, our guy. No contact, just gone. Overtake. Lando Norris passes Lewis Hamilton for P5. This is beyond the DQ fragments now. What if the tanking isn't just a physical weight or a curse? What if it's a counter curse? George is shedding the physical manifestation of his past failures, but as actual intangible burden of that disqualification is being transferred in its entirety to anyone who gets in his way.
The car feels lighter, much lighter now.
Fly lighter. He's unloading it all onto the rest of the field, and Hamilton is clearly the primary target. This is some dark magic happening on track. Max Verstappen is P2, trying to hold off Oscar Piastri in P3, while Norris is now P4. Welcome back to the action, viewers. The final lap of this utterly insane Belgian Grand Prix. George Russell leads. He's almost there. See a carrot affleck. George Russell has won the race. He's done it. He's redeemed himself. Max Verstappen has finished in position 2. Oscar Piastri has finished in position 3. What a drive from Piastri, keeping his McLaren civil war with Norris at bay, perhaps even benefiting from a slight shift in the dark forces on track. But Lando Norris has finished in position 4, a solid drive but not the win he wanted. The McLaren battle continues, but the real victor today is something else entirely. Lewis Hamilton has finished in position 6. Wait, sources from Park Fermi are confirming it. George Russell's car is UDRI. He didn't just shed Tenki. He shed the entire weight of last year's disqualification. He passed it off, piece by piece, incident by incident, onto the very rivals he sought to conquer. Hamilton's multiple crashes, Verstappen's sudden complaints. They weren't just racing incidents, they were the recipients of George's absolution. This redemption wasn't about overcoming his past. It was about distributing his curse amongst the innocent. He's cleaned his slate by dirtying everyone else's. What a dark, unhinged victory. Join us next week for more F1 madness. Subscribe. Don't miss a second of this insane season.